right, hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back. We are in our third week of our strategic fasting experiment. So for those of you who have joined us, we believe in this whole progression-based fasting. First, by the way, remember why we're doing what we're doing here. We all want to be healthy and happy and live the most amazing life possible. And just like many other concepts out there, we feel like fasting has a lot of information and misinformation. And what we've done is we put together a really, really solid foundation and progression that helps people ease themselves through difficulty or difficulty levels in fasting. And remember, what we want from fasting are all those things that we're talking about as far as benefits go, especially the body composition and health markers. And fasting is a subjective and relative term. All of us fast when we sleep at night, and a lot of us fast in between our meals and snacks, depending on how far we go. But we understand that the more space that we can embrace, the more that we're getting those benefits that we're looking for, especially the body composition and the health benefits, all right? Now, this does not mean starving yourself. This does not mean developing an eating disorder. This means being easy and gentle with the process and having fun with it, but just understanding the more that I can nurture metabolic flexibility and space in between meals and the body's ability to tap into fat stores for fuel, the more that I'm getting all the benefits from this thing that I want, okay? And we believe in progressions. We believe in easing ourselves through things. So we've already talked about before, highly recommended that you have prerequisites in place, that you're a real foodie to the core, that you've experimented with low carb, that you're already doing at the most 2 meals a day, or experimenting with a compressed eating window. And if you got all that stuff dialed down, then you want to just experiment with durations, and durations within the context of our different types of fast. So up to this point, we've done a fat fast, which is basically your fallback when you have this intention to fast is fatty and meaty stuff. So we're still really low carb. We're still reinforcing the signal of fat for fuel. I think that's very doable for a lot of us. And then the next level of difficulty was the SHT fast, which is basically having some bone stock in the morning, bone stock in the evening, and you can have some fat with your coffee and tea and things like that. The highest level of difficulty that we recommend our people go through is going to be what is known as a water fast. So a water fast is basically a liquid-only fast, but you're not having caloric input, all right? So obviously, like mineralized water is going to be perfectly fine. I'd be careful with the things that are sweetened with stevia, but you can experiment with it for sure. But mineralized water for sure. And then, no food or caloric input whatsoever. So you can have coffee and tea and herbal teas. And I really think that's about it. We're not doing cream in the coffee. We're not doing butter or any of that kind of stuff. Just like we've recommended with our previous types of fast, your goal, if you're ready for the water fast, is to wake up in the morning with this intention to do a water fast for the day, and you're having some coffee and tea throughout the day. And then if you have to break, maybe your fallback is something that looks like an SHT fast. You fall back to a little bit of bone stock and a little bit of cream in your coffee, all right? It was a good experiment. Worst case scenario, you can fall back to a fat fast. And then even worse than that, I shouldn't even say worse, but an alternative would be just to, eat some food and have a normal meal and just chalk it up to a good experiment and then try it again, okay? So again, those of us who have done this, we did a week of experimenting with a fat fast, then a week of experimenting with an SHT fast. If you can make it 3 days in either one of those types of fasts, you can graduate to the next one. And now we're experimenting with a water fast. And again, just to reiterate, I want to make sure that my tripod doesn't blow over here. It's getting windy out here. Just to reiterate, there's a difference between this impulse to eat versus like true hunger, okay? So sometimes if I see something, I get triggered, which means that I want to make sure I'm setting my environment up for success and I don't have food laying out. And then also when I get triggered, I want to pay attention and see, is it just because I'm triggered and I'm thinking about it, or something in my environment has triggered it, or am I genuinely hungry? Am I feeling irritable and anxious and grouchy and moody, or low blood sugar, or dizzy or something like that? And if that's the case, then you want to eat, all right? We don't want to push this to the point to where we can't enjoy our time with our family or be productive at work and things like that, all right? Do what you got to do. When you back out of it, just fall back to whatever feels comfortable and have some fun with it, all right? And again, just make sure that you're not experimenting with this stuff if you're malnourished or underweight, if you're under 18 years old, if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, and if you have any other medical condition, we'd recommend just checking with your doctor first, okay? And I'd be more than happy to talk to your doctor about this stuff, all right? Okay, so let's have some fun with that. Let me know if you have any questions.